Okay, welcome. So today I wanted to offer a few reflections just about boarding school syndrome and this idea of judging others either as better than or less than ourselves, and just some of the problems that it can cause and what we can do about it. Okay, enjoy. Yeah, so last week I interviewed Joy Chevron. That was on the Thursday, and then I uploaded it on the Friday. So I know some of you who watch my channel have seen that video and that interview, and it was really lovely speaking to her. I had it was really warm and very welcoming, and I felt very honoured to be speaking to her. And as some of you know, I've been putting videos onto YouTube about boarding school syndrome for about 5 years now. So it felt really like an amazing person to speak to. For those of you who don't know, she's the author of Boarding School Syndrome and has been working with ex-boarders for about 30 odd years now. So what came up for me, interestingly, was just noticing, not so much when I was speaking to her in the interview, but more in our communication, is this thing of putting myself either above someone or below someone, and with my communication with her, noticing that I have this thing that I still kind of work with from boarding school, is putting people who I see as teachers as better than me, above me. And therefore I find that my communication is not as good when I come from this place. It's like I'm kind of less than. And what I can feel sometimes is I have nothing to say, or who am I? So just kind of noticing that. And it reminds me just of school, this thing that it was quite hierarchical at boarding school. And I know this is true as well, I feel, for mainstream school, this thing that others are better than us. So this can be applied to everybody, really. This thing about judging. Because I feel as well, we can also put people as less than us. So at my school, we had the cleaners, the kitchen staff, they were called bockers. And it was a really insulting word, just the whole word. And they were less than us. Some people wouldn't even talk to them, be rude to them, call them names. It was like they were kind of a lesser being than us in some ways. And for them, it was like we judged. I felt I was better than them, or So I think for me, one of the things I've just seen over this last week is this thing that certain people I can put on a pedestal and certain people can put below me. But those who I see as better than me, I can, I don't necessarily question them. It's like, they're everything they say is true. And those that are less than, I can come across as arrogant. And this is something I've worked on quite a bit over the years, so I feel I'm better. And one of the practices, and I put this into my new book, is this idea of, if you're seeing someone as above you, is just imagine, visualize, just bring them to your level. And if you see them as less than you, also then just bring them up. And I love what the Dalai Lama talks about in his book, The Art of Happiness. This idea that what he does is sees everyone as a human being. Not as Buddhist, Christian, he says, everyone's human. And he gives that real care and that attention. And tomorrow night on my men's circle, we're looking at the father wound. And for me, it's that idea that we give our presence as men. We can father others by giving our presence, our praise, our attention to others. We can father even if we didn't get a good father ourselves. And I feel it's kind of, this idea of seeing everybody as human rather than, they're better than me, or they're worse. Here is a human being who has their faults, who has their shining. and can we just open our hearts to them? So, I've made some notes here, and I think I've gone through all of them really. Yeah, I see that sometimes, maybe leadership, or, we can have these people who are our leaders and we don't question them because we see that they're above us. And I know that I can sometimes do that, and I have done that in the past. And then sometimes maybe we put someone on a pedestal and then they make a mistake, as often politicians or leaders do, and then we see them as less than us. Oh, they're broken. Whereas if we can just draw them down as they're human beings and they make mistakes, doesn't mean we don't speak up. But I feel if we see someone's better than us, often we won't speak up. Whereas if we can bring them level, it's like, actually, I feel that needs to change, or that needs changing. So, yeah, just a few reflections about judging. I see that I can still do that now, and I think it's a common trait, not only for exporters, but also for humanity, as the Dalai Lama says. So if we can just bring that humanity in, see people as humans, and draw them level with us, and keep that open heart with them. So, yeah, just some reflections. Any questions, please do let me know. Many blessings. Take care.